From the alley-oops at Keysar to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way. From off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. It is here, the position battle of position battles.
Matter of fact, it's the position battle to end all discussion about position battles, actually.
Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that this isn't the one that should be the most featured. That everyone thinks is the biggest topic on 49ers fans' minds. It definitely is. Jimmy Garoppolo versus Trey Lance.
My Lord Almighty. It feels like we've talked about pretty much the entire roster before finally getting to this position battle. And of course, has to debut on day one of training camp because this is the position battle to watch, folks. It's the position battle on everyone's mind, and it should be. And before we get too far into it, make sure you hit that like button right now. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss any of the training camp content that we got coming out, because we got tons of things to talk about. There's so many things happening with this 49ers team other than this position battle. But right now, going into day one of training camp, this is, bar none, the topic that is not only on everyone's mind, it's the topic that's going to define the future of this team.
Yeah, and there are questions with both players. I think the first question with Jimmy Garoppolo is, can he stay healthy? If he stays healthy through training camp, that kind of poses a different threat to Trey Lance. And then with Trey Lance, it's how much of this playbook has he actually picked up? Because we've heard from people on the social medias and stuff that this guy has got the install. He knows the entire offense. That is poo-poo. He does have the install, but the install is not the entire offense. It is not reading every single thing. He doesn't know all the coverage, what to look at coverages and know exactly what's coming, how every receiver is breaking on every single thing. That is an impossibility at this point. But he does have a very good understanding and a base of the offense, but there is work to do still. So those questions have to be answered, and they will be answered in training camp. But this is one heck of a battle, even skill set wise.
100%. And here's the thing, right? Is you could talk about Trey till you're blue in the face. You can talk about it, you can bring it up, you can mention it, you can talk about all the things he does well, all the things he's got to learn, all that great stuff. But in doing so, you're forgetting the one important aspect of this battle, which is the other half in Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo understands this offense, this system. He's been in the system now long enough to know the ins and outs, to know the calls, all of those things, the reads, the progressions. We talked about it on our film breakdowns. You should go check those out if you haven't seen them, in which we discuss and go over, right, Jimmy Garoppolo's ability to turn his back to the defense, whip his head around in space, and locate the specific guy that he's supposed to be locating, knowing exactly where he is, where he's at in his depth, and where to put the ball against defenses. His recognition is second to none in this quarterback room. So that's a big hill for Trey Lance to climb out of and try and climb out of, because he's going to have to do that to at least the same level as Jimmy Garoppolo. You can talk about all the things that Jimmy doesn't have physical-wise, right? The big arm, the ability to push the ball downfield, the ability to use that lower half to drive the ball downfield. He hasn't demonstrated that a whole lot. A lot of everything that he does is quick release, right, and upper body, arm. A lot of the big throws downfield, especially when there's pressure on them, is all arm, and that's why sometimes they're great throws and sometimes they're not so great. Is there's inconsistency when you don't have that lower half in. The benefits for Jimmy Garoppolo this year coming in, much improved offensive line. Alex Mack is going to help anchor this O-line, hopefully create better pocket space and things like that, where Jimmy can operate and push the ball downfield more. Healthy weapons on the outside. Jalen Hurd, hopefully being healthy for the entirety of the season. Brandon Ayuk. All of those types of things are going to add to this offense and what Jimmy can potentially do in it. However, he cannot match the physical traits that Trey Lance has. The arm strength, the ability to push the ball outside the numbers, past that 15-yard threshold, 18-yard threshold we've been talking about, and most importantly, the mobility. Jimmy has shown some escapability, but it will be nowhere near the level that Trey Lance has, and Jimmy is not going to be able to do the read option and force 11-on-11 football the way Trey Lance can.
The mastery of the offense is Jimmy Garoppolo's biggest advantage.
Yes.
That is the one area that he has over Trey Lance. Physically, everything else is Trey Lance's department. I don't think we even need to talk about that too much because everyone understands Trey Lance is just that kind of superior talent. But there are other areas as well where if Jimmy is on point, he can be ahead of Trey Lance. One of those is the fact that he can find the right receiver. A lot of times, I know he misses receiver. Every quarterback misses receivers. But Trey Lance has to figure out who the right guy to throw to is right now. He doesn't know that yet. I mean, does he know it to a point? Yes. But in every situation and everything that he's going to be out there learning every snap, he has to go to the right guy. That's a big point of what the 49ers offense is about. Jimmy Garoppolo can do that on a consistent basis right now.
Accurate.
The quick release is there. That is something Trey has cleaned up. That will the mechanics stay the same? When we get into these preseason games, will he be able to do the things that we've seen him do in these workout videos? If when the bullets start flying, he stays the same, he's got a lot better chance to take this job than I even think he can. It's all about the mental aspect of it. It's all about picking up this playbook. It's all about how much of this offense does Kyle Shanahan want available. I think some people say, well, they have Jimmy Garoppolo an offense in the box because Jimmy can only do certain things. Yes, to a point. What you got to remember is Kyle Shanahan will take that box and stretch it this way. And the addition of Jalen Hurd, to this offense is going to do that. So, yes, the box can't spread this way until you get Trey Lance in there, but he's spreading it even farther with Jimmy Garoppolo. So it's a rectangle right now and not a square box, which I think a lot of people think it is. Does Jimmy have restrictions? Yes. Does Trey Lance have restrictions? As of right now, yes. Eventually, no. And when that no becomes a hell no, then that is when he's going to step in there and take over. But right now, Jimmy Garoppolo has to have the advantage because he understands the playbook.
100%. And not only that, but you cannot disregard the fact that Kyle Shanahan likes having tools and likes having options. So if Trey Lance isn't fully able to run an expanded version of the playbook, to an extent, it doesn't have to be fully expanded. He doesn't have to know everything in the playbook. But if he's limited in that expansion and the amount of creative things that Kyle Shanahan can do with what Trey Lance can do in the system, then he's not going to want to take that chance because that makes this offense slightly more predictable. It makes him more predictable, and it makes the offense less dynamic.
Yeah.
The more expansive the playbook can get, the more things that Trey Lance can do, the more comfortable he is with reads, then the harder to predict this offense becomes. And the harder to predict it becomes, it's impossible to stop because you have too many options and weapons. You can run the ball with George Kittle. You can run the ball with Deebo Samuel. You can run the ball with Jalen Hurd. You can run the ball with Brandon Ayuk, or you can just hand it off to one of your running backs. Oh, also, you can throw to every single one of those guys. Also, you can throw to your running backs out of the backfield. Also, you can throw the ball to Kyle Juszczyk or run the ball with Kyle Juszczyk. Oh, also, you can run the ball with Trey. There are too many things. However, if Trey Lance cannot push the ball downfield, well, then you become even more one-dimensional right now if he doesn't know who to throw to. Not that he can't push the ball downfield.
Right.
We all know he can. But if he doesn't know who to go to on certain routes, schemes, concepts, coverages, well, now you're going to take less shots. You're going to put him in less situations in which he has to read defenses, right? And now it's more schemed open players. That will work at times. That cannot be the basis of how you run your offenses. Every play is designed for a guy to get open because all the defense has to do is guess correctly on which guy you're going to in any given situation, and now that play's shot, and it's gone, and now you're relying on Trey Lance's ability to escape and extend plays in order to create opportunities or create big plays. You don't want to rely on that. You want that to be a thing that he can do. If that becomes the thing you're relying on, then you're asking the kid to hold on to the ball too long. That leaves the potential for shots in the pocket, shot scrambling, or taking off and running and taking a punishment and a beating. And I hate to break it to folks. Look what happened to Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton was running the football a lot, and he's a big, bruising, physically present, dominant guy. That eventually takes its toll on you at the NFL level. These are bigger, stronger, more physical opponents that you're going against. You cannot ask your quarterback to do that and hold up long term.
Yeah, and the big topic of conversation has been that these offenses are going to be watered down, right? It's already watered down with Jimmy Garoppolo.
To an extent, yes.
So why wouldn't you just run Trey Lance out there with a watered down offense?
Or with the Trey Lance watered down offense.
Yeah, and right. I will say this is part of the reason, and something that just came to my mind is, did you know one of the guys, all of a sudden, one of the Thanoses that we talk about, he did mention this week that there could be a Trey Lance package. Wait, where? I wonder where he heard that. Oh, but he had to wait for Brian Baldinger to say it.
Oh,
we said that months ago.
When they drafted
him, we knew it was going to happen.
Literally on the day of. I mean, that's not even.
Yeah.
If you're coming up with that take now, you're you're years behind in football world because I mean, This is something that is just known, right? If you
Yeah.
bring in a guy who is a mobile threat as a runner and you have an established pocket passer in your system, and everything that you've done so far has been centered on the pocket passer, and you bring in a guy who does different things, then obviously you're going to have potentially packages where he can Smith, Kaepernick,
Right.
Tebow, Orton, Cutler. I mean, this is throughout the history. Montana, Young. There's going to be things you can do differently with your quarterbacks.
Right, you're going to use their skill set. And like I was talking about with the boxes, is yes, it could be watered down, right? The offenses could be watered down. It's about consistency.
Yep.
If Jimmy Garoppolo can consistently execute plays and the rhythm plays that are in this offense better than Trey Lance, then it doesn't matter what extra things Trey Lance can do, you're going to have Jimmy Garoppolo on the field. Because you want this offense being able to have third and shorts, and you need somebody that can execute that, at a high level. If Trey Lance's execution of those things are at a high level, Jimmy Garoppolo is in a lot of trouble.
He's expendable.
He is. That is when you have a problem. Right now, I think that they believe Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starter, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is planning on losing the grip on this starting job. Trey Lance has to go in there and take it. But if Trey Lance at any point, in absolutely any point, is playing at the level that Jimmy Garoppolo is playing,
Jimmy's done.
Jimmy is done, and Trey Lance is the starter. So we got to keep it real. Can Jimmy play at a high level? Absolutely. Can Jimmy keep this job the entire year? Absolutely. Can Trey take it in training camp? Absolutely. And the entire season, Jimmy has a few slip-ups, and Trey goes out there and plays well. He's in trouble.
There is a shadow hanging over Garoppolo all season long in the form of Trey Lance and the form of his potential and what could happen. That is not only accurate, it's something Jimmy has to deal with all year long because the questions will never stop. And in all honesty, they shouldn't stop because I want Jimmy Garoppolo playing at his peak, his best. And pissed off Jimmy Garoppolo, we've already seen it. 2019 was that. That was a small taste of pissed off Jimmy Garoppolo. This is going to be a different version of pissed off Jimmy. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. And George Kittle said it best. He was talking the other day with somebody and they asked him about Trey Lance and what he said he hopes Trey Lance is trying to take the job from Jimmy Garoppolo. Because Jimmy Garoppolo is a competitor and someone pushing Jimmy is going to bring the best version of Jimmy to this team and this organization, and that's what this team needs.
Jimmy is silent. And when Jimmy is silent, I don't think that's good for anyone. But he has heard all the talk, right? Matthew Stafford. He heard the talk. Trey Lance.
He's the worst quarterback in the NFC West.
Right. And then all of a sudden now you got all the Tom Brady talk on top of that. Jimmy's feeling slighted. He's going to go out there and he's fighting for his career. He's going to go out there to prove it. There's going to be absolutely nothing that can stop this guy from giving everything he has.
This will make or break this 2021 season is going to make or break Jimmy's legacy as a quarterback in this league. He is either going to have one of the best, second acts in NFL history for a quarterback, or it's going to fade into average relevancy. He'll just be a guy that was a solid quarterback. He'll go down like the Alex Smiths of the world, the guy who was really good game manager, who could do really great things, was a solid starter in the league for years to come. And it's crazy to think that Belichick had Tom Brady, the GOAT, and this guy sitting right behind him for so long. That's the conversation. Jimmy's fighting for greatness or basically irrelevancy.
And Trey's coming for him. And Trey's got a lot of potential, but, potential isn't everything. You got to go out there and you got to execute. And if he's able to do that, when the bullets fly, he's able to keep his form and find the right receivers and be able to execute the day-to-day plays and the, time in and time out, he will be on the field. If not, it's Jimmy's show. And I think he has to beat Jimmy. I don't think they're not going to give him anything.
Ty is not going to go to the incumbent rookie.
And you don't automatically put him out there just because you got him and he's got a bigger skill set. Because as a coach, and I know you know this, if just because you have a guy that's a better athlete doesn't mean he's a better player right now.
Correct.
If he develops, he 100% takes the job. We all know that. But if he doesn't develop, which happens a lot, unfortunately, potential is not a word that equals success. It just equals potential. A possibility, and that possibility has to come to fruition. And if it does, 49ers fans are going to be happy forever. If it doesn't, Jimmy Garoppolo is for sure going to be leading this team this year. But I think that this is going to be a close, razor-thin one. I think we've had a few of position battles that we talked about. This is the one that's definitely a top of the marquee.
This might not be the closest battle in camp when all is said and done.
True.
But it's definitely going to be the one that has the biggest impact on this team and this roster this season and in the future.
Watched.
Absolutely. And it should be the most watched because the quarterback gets the ball on every single play.
Yep.
He is going to touch the football every play, which means everything hinges on his ability to do good things with that football or get it to Raheem Mostert so he can take a whole shot to the house.
There's two people that touch the ball in every play. Let's not forget Alex Mack's impact on this football team.
You can't forget his impact.
I will not let you forget that. As a former center myself, it was my responsibility to make sure the quarterback got the ball on every snap.
Starts with the center.
It does.
It always starts
Two
with the
people
center.
touch the ball every time. There's got to be two that are great on every single snap.
I love it. And you know what? We got a really great one at center.
We do.
And no matter what happens, whether it's Jimmy or whether it's Trey, we're going to have a great one behind center as well. Let's not forget that this team with Jimmy Garoppolo has had a ton of success. When Jimmy hasn't been on the field, that has not been the case. They have not been able to replicate it. Trey Lance could change all of that, but Trey Lance is going to have to earn it, and he's going to have to prove it.
And let's change everyone's mindset for 2021 from Jimmy versus Trey to Jimmy and Trey versus everyone else. That is what we need. That's what's going to happen. Get ready for it. It's coming for you.
It's coming for you, and not only is it coming for you, it's coming on the screen there. It's changing right now. It's Jimmy and Trey, not Jimmy versus Trey, because at the end of the day, we want both of these guys to be successful, because both of them being successful means a great 49ers offense, and a great 49ers offense means potentially a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that also means getting the ball to my guy, Jalen Hurd, to Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Juice, Raheem Mostert, and just letting these guys do work. Let's get back to the days where 49ers offense was blowing things up, outscoring everyone, and then going out there and playing punishing defense. When you don't have to worry about it being a tight game, you can kind of peel your ears back and go, or pin your ears back, peel. That didn't really work. But pin your ears back and go, it definitely works.
They were both P's. It was close.
Yeah, it was close.
Just a few letters off.
Yeah, I like to peel back that offensive line and go scorching through. You know how it is.
That's true. It's very true indeed. Let us know what you think about this position battle down below in the comment section right now. Jimmy's job, Trey's job. Who do you think's winning? Are you like us? It could be either guy. Jimmy's got the heads up, or false, incorrect. You guys are incorrect completely. I can't even believe you do this. It's Trey Lance from day one, from snap one of training. He's already ready. You're in the Thanos' camp in his, worldview, I guess, or 49ers view. We'll call it 49ers view for right now. But we want to hear from you. We want to have this discussion with you because this does affect the 49ers, not just now, but in the future, and could have a drastic change in how this season plays out and how it goes. So comment away down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And go cop yourself some sweet 49ers Cutback merch. You can be a part of the Cutback crew. You can block, catch, run, and fear nothing like George Kittle, the people's tight end. You can also just represent TCC and the Cutback crew in general. There's so many options for you there. Go check it out today. It's good content. It's good merch also.
Yeah, go check out the merch store. It's a fun just to go through there and get it. You can drink coffee out of our coffee mug, which is always delicious. Except I don't drink coffee, so I have to figure something else out there.
I do. Don't worry. It was phenomenal this morning.
Alex drinks it for everyone, so
it's got a very 49ers Richie flavor. Very gold.
Polarizing is what this topic was. Really polarizing. I didn't know how to transition from your coffee analysis. It was, even though it was fantastic.
Pretty good.
But yeah, this conversation has been polarizing, and I'm wondering what everyone else thinks. We've heard people say Jimmy. We've heard people say Trey. Can they get behind us eventually and just say Jimmy and Trey? Can we be about that with the 49ers? I want to know what everyone thinks. Let us know in the comment section. Let us know if our arguments are on point or if we're completely wrong. And if we're completely wrong, please give us the reasons why. I will gladly read them, comment, and just let us know, what you think, so that way we can see where your perspective is.
100%. We love having different perspectives. We love branching out and kind of just venturing into what 49ers faithful and fans are thinking and feeling, especially the Cutback crew as well. Cutback crew is always active in chat. We love y'all faithful. We love you all. And until next time, 49ers fans, you stay safe.
And remember, the right way is always the 49ers way.